Hello everybody. Today we are going to be doing a brief tutorial on how to create Zoom links for your course. I also have a document that I'll be sending in an email, but I just wanted to make a quick little video just physically showing you all how to do it. So we're going to go ahead and start. So the first step is to open up your browser. Right now I'm using Microsoft Edge, but you can also use Firefox, Google Chrome, whatever you prefer. So before we do anything, I'm going to type in my.pitt.edu. And that's going to take me to a screen that looks pretty similar to this. So in this search bar right here at the top, I'm going to type in Zoom. And then that'll populate your Zoom icon, which is this first one right here. We're going to click on that. And then that should take you here. If you're doing this and this does not take you here, please call our office, but you should be prompted to sign into your account. So you're going to click this third box that says sign in right here at the bottom. And you should come to a screen that looks like this. Once you're here, you're going to look over on the left-hand side, and the second tab is labeled Meetings. You're going to click on Meetings. As you can see, this is the meeting that I'm currently in right now. And what we're going to do is go to the top right-hand corner, this blue box that says Schedule a Meeting. We're going to click on that. And that should bring you to this. I'm sure you all are very familiar with what this looks like. Zoom tends to change on us pretty consistently, so it's always important to have a refresher, but I'm sure most of you are familiar with this. So we're just going to go from top to bottom and fill out everything that is required. At the top, you're going to want to make sure that you are scheduling the meeting for yourself. It should automatically populate this, but just in case, you want to make sure that it is just for you. Now, the topic. You're going to put the topic for the course that you're teaching. Because I am not teaching a course, I am just going to say Instructor Zoom tutorial. And that's all we're going to do there. Now, next, we're going to go down here, and this is where we can run into some issues. It's really important that you make sure that the duration of your class is the same. Most of the courses online are an hour and 30 minutes. So you want to make sure it says 1 hour, and then you'll click this little button down to hit 30 minutes. And let's say that we'll just pretend my class is happening at 3 p.m. So classes do not start until January. So let's just go and fast forward the calendar and have our class start on the 26th. Now, what is also really important is to make sure that the time zone is in Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes it is not in this, and we're not quite sure why that is. There are a lot of options, as you can see, but it is really important that it is selected Eastern Standard Time, the US and Canada. That is the one that we want. So we have our date, our time, and make sure you have AM or PM correct. We would not want to have a meeting scheduled at 3 in the morning. So your date, your time, how long your class is, and the time zone. The next thing you want to do is click recurring meeting because most of your courses are 5 to 10 weeks. It's really important that you hit recurring meeting. The recurrent section, it recurs weekly, so you want to click down and select weekly. If we selected daily, it would just be 5 occurrences for the whole week. So it would just be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But we want to make sure that it is weekly so that it is every week on Monday. So the next step is you can either do one of two things. You can add the end time by selecting the date on which your course ends, or you can have it end after a certain number of occurrences. I think it is easier personally to do after a certain number of occurrences. So let's say you're teaching a 5-week class, you'll have it just say after 5 occurrences. If you prefer to not do it that way and you prefer to have it end on a specific date, that is totally okay too. So you'll go from the 26th, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. And it'll say 5 occurrences as well up there. So whichever you prefer. I sometimes think there is less chance of error by just having it say either 5 or 10 occurrences. But whatever works best for you is okay with us, just as long as it is correct. So now we're going to scroll down. Registration is not required, so please do not select this. Please do not select passcode, waiting room, or authentication to join. We want to make sure that our members can join in any capacity, so please do not select anything up here. The next step is to go down to options. You want to click on this blue word show. Now, the two important things is this first one, allowing participants to join at any time. And the third one is muting participants upon entry. You want to make sure you click these two boxes. This just makes things easier, especially with a bigger class. Muting participants upon entry can be a really helpful tool to eliminate background noise. And we do require that participants are able to join at any time. We don't use any waiting rooms or passcodes, which is why we wanted to stray away from that in this security setting up there. So I'm going to go ahead to the top again. We start by scheduling the meeting for yourself. The topic of the meeting is your course. For me, it is Instructor Zoom tutorial. When this is the first day that your class is meeting. And the time with the correct notation of AM or PM. The duration of your course. It should be 1 hour and 30 minutes, but if it is different, please feel free to change that. And then I cannot stress enough the importance of having an Eastern Standard Time. If this is messed up, the meeting will not actually occur at 3 p.m. If it's in Pacific Standard Time, it could occur at 6 p.m. So it is very important to select this. You also want to make sure you're selecting recurring meeting. The meeting will recur weekly. It repeats once every week. And you want to make sure that it's the right day. We kind of already did this with our calendar up there, and because it's only, a once a week class, it's just going to be on Mondays. And then, like I said, you have the option of either selecting the calendar date for your course to end or after how many occurrences. Like I said, I recommend the occurrences because there is less room for error. So once again, that is either 5 or 10, unless there is something different about your course. Once you scroll down, you want to skip everything here. Do not select anything from security and scroll down to options. When you get to options, you'll select show, and you want to make sure that you select allow participants to join anytime and mute participants upon entry. Those are the only two things you need to select there. Now, once we have an email for our new program coordinator, you will put that in this box right here. But I do not have that right now, so I cannot give that to you. But that will be in the email that you get. So that goes right here. After this, you hit save. Now, this is what your Zoom link should look like. Once you have this Zoom link, you want to click copy invitation right here at the bottom. It says, I'm inviting you to the scheduled Zoom link. It has all of the information right here. And you want to hit copy meeting invitation. This is a very important part, copy meeting invitation. It should tell you up here that it is now copied to your clipboard. After this, you want to go ahead and send that to the Osher email that we provide you with. So this is what is getting sent to our office, and we will check the Zoom link, make sure everything is working the way that it should be, and we should be all good to go. Sometimes there's flukes, sometimes there's mess ups, and that's okay. We'll just be reaching back out to make sure everything runs smoothly. But this was just a quick overview of what we're looking for our Zoom links. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot us an email or call the office. And thank you so much for listening.